All right, so the main goal tonight is to talk about virtual sip-in samples. I know when we were working in person, a lot of my business was going to trade shows, going to fashion shows, art shows, in-home parties, things like that. And with COVID, it's kind of been like, how do I keep that momentum, but in the home? So something that came to my head last night was called virtual sip-in samples, because everything is virtual these days. So why not make money virtually too? Um, and it was super simple stuff, an event page on Facebook, reaching out to people. I came up with posts that you can put on your wall, messages that you can send out to people, scripts for the actual page, like the day before the event, 3 days before the event, after the event, things like that. And I just really think it's going to be a way to maximize business, because at a party you can talk to, especially on virtual parties, you can talk to 100 people in an hour time span, whereas 100 people might take a week to talk to when I am doing host to post and things like that. I am going to be putting the scripts in the chat. Let me close my air conditioner real quick. Yes. I am going to be putting the scripts in the chat, so you guys will have them. And then once I get them and all in a Google Doc, I'm going to send them out to the chats as well. But the main idea is to figure out ways to book parties, and actually get them booked, how they're going to look once you have them booked, how the event is going to look, and then maximizing your business afterwards. So the first thing that I did was made a post on my Facebook, and it was super simple. I said I have 15 grab bags that I want to send out this week, full of samples and chances at full-size products. Drop an emoji to claim one. So I'm going to send that in the chat, and I had me and two of my distributors on my downline post it, and we all got a lot of comments. Mine has over 50 comments at this point that I have not gotten back to yet because it blew up so much. And it has just been nonstop blowing up all day. So once people comment on that, what I do is send them the next message I'm going to send in the chat. So it just says, hey babe, can't wait to get this grab bag out to you. All you have to do is book a girls' night with some of your besties and me. It's going to be such a fun time. It's on 100% online, and there are many ways you can earn free product on top of your grab bag. When should we plan your party? So I never, and this is like a general thing when I'm sending out messages, I never give the option to say no. Because once that's an option, people are more inclined to pick it because they're uncomfortable. So anytime I'm sending out prices, anytime I'm sending out product descriptions, anything like that, no is never an option. It's when, it's how amazing does that sound, things like that. So always keep the last question on a very positive note. From this message, I've gotten a lot of responses. Some people are immediately like, yeah, I had one girl, I sent that message and she was like, can you do Saturday at 7? And I was like, I can now. I mean, whatever. But there's also some people that are like, I don't really have a lot of girlfriends, or I don't really have a lot of friends. Well, you have family, right? Because family is going to be your biggest supporter, and they're going to want you to earn free products. So let's get them on. The main thing that I've been emphasizing to people is invite everybody that cares about you, because the second you say, I'm going to get free stuff, they're going to be like, yeah, I'll get on if you're going to get free stuff. Am I going to get free stuff? And yes, they can. Sorry, I'm very stuffy. So once you decide a date and all that kind of stuff, I have this message that I send out. So it says, okay, I am so pumped. I'm going to create a Facebook event just for you and your guests. This is going to be how you invite everyone. You can reach out to family and friends, or even share the page to your Facebook. The more people you have on, the more you earn in free products. Sound like a plan? And they all say yes, because now I've said they're getting free stuff, more free stuff. So I send that out, and then basically the way that I broke down how people would earn free stuff is just my preference. It's coffee samples is for booking a party and having the party. So just because you give me a date and a time doesn't mean you're going to get that free sample. You have to be on and have people on for me to send out that free sample. The reason I chose the coffee is because they are BV. So anytime I have to send out a sample, I have to buy a sample, and that gives me a couple BV. And I like that. So that's why I started with the coffee sample. One of my distributors was like, well, what if somebody doesn't like coffee? So I said, you know, I'll give the second option of a wrap if they're like, well, I don't really drink coffee. But at the same time, I'm not telling them what the sample is until after they have the party. It just makes things a little simpler for me to avoid a bunch of questions about the coffee and all that stuff right up front. So I broke it down as, once I can find it. So if you book and hold a party, you can either get the Skinny Brew sample pack or a skinny wrap. For every 10 people on the live event, if they get the coffee, they'll get a chocolate green sample. If they get the wrap, they'll get a berry green sample. Every 5 enrollments, they get a full-size product. And then if 3 people on their party book another party with me, they get another sample pack of either the coffee or a wrap. The way that I picked what I would be giving out is anything that I'm going to give out, one, it's going to reflect how much they're bringing in. So you hold a party, I can send you out the Skinny Brew sample. It only costs me a couple dollars and it gives me BV. So that's how I chose that one. Every 10 people on the live, I have enough greens to supply probably our entire team for a year because I love them and I order them anytime there's like a deal on them or anything like that. So that's why I picked those ones. And then the full-size product, the way I see it is if somebody gets 5 enrollments, that is going to either fill a qualified leg or anything like that. And then I'm going to have to place a personal order to send them out a full-size product. So that's going to be more BV on my end. So that is why I chose those. But again, you can pick anything you want for what you're going to send out. Again, with the So creating a Facebook event, this was one of the things that a lot of my girls were kind of like, how do I, once they say like, yeah, you can create the Facebook event, how do I do that? So if you go on Facebook, there is the 3 little lines at the bottom right corner. If you click that, you'll see events. Up at the top left, there's a button that says create. This is where it gets kind of confusing because people are like, what option do I pick? So personally for me, I chose a private event just because I don't want, my goal is to have 5 parties booked every single week for the rest of this month. And honestly, for the rest of like eternity, because they're just going to be huge. So I always pick a private event. That way, if Courtney and Tish are both my friends on Facebook and they both decide to join book a party with me, they're not seeing that on their timeline all day, every day, because then they're going to be like, well, she's saying the same stuff in that event that she is in mine. So it just makes it a lot more simple. It makes it a lot more like the host to post. We don't want them on our timeline all the time. So that is why I choose the private event. And then for the event title, we always put Girls Night In. We make the cover picture something super simple like flowers or something like that. You pick the time and date. And then for the format, we've been doing other because that just lets you pick. You can do a video chat on there. You can do lives on there, anything like that. The other options make you pick like a time and place for when you're going to go live and when you're going to have chat rooms. So picking the other option just leaves it open to whenever you want to do what you want to do. The other thing that we worked on was kind of like how the page would look. So we always start with an introduction post, and I'm going to send an example of mine, but this post is just basically who you are, when you joined, why you joined, and then just kind of building this energy around the event that they're going to be like, I cannot miss this. So basically, I just said, my name's Emily. I'm so excited to meet you guys. A little over a year ago, I decided to join an online business. I'm 22. I have a 2-year-old, and I brought some of my amazing friends with me. And then we can't wait to tell you all about it this Saturday. Now that I've introduced myself, I want to hear about you. Say hey in the comments and introduce yourself with your favorite selfie. So that brings in that interaction piece. Once people are in a Facebook event and they're interacting on posts, they automatically start getting notifications from the group. So that is like another example of not really giving that option to not turn on their notifications, because once they're messaging or once they're commenting and liking things, the group is going to say they want to see this stuff. We're going to send it to them. So that is the first post that we did in all of our groups. And then depending on when you book the party, there's going to be different things that you say in the group. So the next day, I put to do an interactive post like the ones that we do on our regular page. Just again, anybody that didn't see the first post, they're going to comment on that, or anybody that got invited after the first post, they're going to see that, they're going to comment on it. Now their notifications are on. 3 days before the event, I send another post, and it's just kind of getting an idea of what people in the group are working on. So in the past, I've made posts on my Facebook where it was like, I'm 3 orders from a huge goal. What is something you need help working on? Pick a heart in the comments. So I did basically the same thing, and just kind of, again, hyped up the group, because you want, anytime you have a Facebook event or page or anything like that, you just want the energy to be super excited, super pumped, on a super positive level. So I'm going to send that one in the chat as well. And then when these people are commenting on this post, I have my notebook and I'm writing down their name. And when I'm adding them on Facebook, I'm writing down their name and I'm putting what their goal is, so that when I'm talking in the actual event, I can say, well, 4 people put up a red heart, which means they want to lose weight. So I'm going to talk about the triple threat. I'm going to talk about the pick 2 and pick 3 deal. I'm going to talk about these things because I know there's people in here that want to lose weight. One of the options is improving your skincare. One of the options is making money from your phone. And then the last one is to book a party and earn free product. So that just gives you an idea of what you're going to be seeing in the group when you get on. And I'm an anxiety person, so I like to, the reason I make the event not a long time, but as soon as possible, even if the event is in like 3 weeks, is because I want to know who's going to be on. I want to know what they want to work on. I want to know what they want to talk about. And I want to know if there's anybody in there that's going to kind of be like, I don't really like this idea. And then I'm prepared, you know what I mean? So I like to be prepared for everything, which is why everything is typed out in my phone and ready to go. And just kind of having that post out there gives you an idea of what you're going to want to talk about. The day before the event, I do one more post, and this is to get host to post. So at this point in the event, you're probably friends with most of the people that clicked going because they're interacting on posts and stuff. What I do now is offer the giveaway for the month. So I put, tomorrow is the big day. Before we get started, I have one more thing to let you in on, because, and then whoever the host is has introduced me to such amazing people, I want to give something back. My team is giving away $1,500 cash on August 1st. Comment below and I'll get your name in the drawing. See you all tomorrow. So now I've made 4 posts in this group, and I know who's going to be on. I know what they want to work on. And now I'm also getting up post to post from an event that somebody else did for me. I didn't have to put in any of the work other than posting, copying and pasting these things in the group. I keep seeing chats when I go in to put them in the chat, and I can't see them on the iPad, but thanks, Dana. So that is posting in the group. And then the day of, I send one more post in the group just as a reminder. This is the time, this is how we're going to do it. And then I put my phone number down at the bottom, because if somebody misses the event or gets on and has to hop off and they have any questions, they might not feel comfortable being in the group page like, hey, I was on the live and I really want to lose 50 pounds, but I didn't get to like say anything in the live. So this just gives them an option to be more discreet if they want to be, and it also gives them the option to reach out after the group. So that is the day of, and you all have my phone number now. So that's the morning of the event. And then the actual event, there is kind of like a super simple breakdown of what I want to talk about in the event. So obviously I'm going to start with introducing myself, which I've already done on the page. So people that read that post know a little bit about me. But this is when you're going to go into your why. This is when you're going to connect to somebody on there where they're like, oh my God, I can do this too. So this is talking about who you are, when you started, fun fact about yourself, what you plan to do with this business, what you've already done with this business. This is when you're going to talk to those distributors and not talk to them like, you should join my team, but talk to them like, I can do this, you can do this. So that is the first thing I talk about. The next thing I talk about is if people commented on the post with the hearts. The day before the event, I'm going to look at that post and I'm going to see in what order the importance of stuff is. So if 8 people commented that they wanted to lose weight and 4 people commented that they wanted to make money from their phone, I'm going to start with losing weight. Once I start with losing weight, I'm going to talk about the wide range of products that we have. So I'm going to talk about triple threats. I'm going to talk about the summer reset. I'm going to talk about all of our weight loss products, and then I'll go into skincare, and then I'll go into the wellness products and the wraps and things like that. When I did in-person parties, there was like a script that you would follow. It was super simple. And then there's also something that I was doing with my girls for a while was launch parties. And basically I just went off the same script that I used for that. So it was introducing yourself, talking about the products, talking about the business. And then for this, because it's kind of like a launch party, but it's a little different. At the end, I'm going to talk about any promotions that we have. So starting Monday, I don't know if you guys saw the post yet, but instead of the Mocha Dreams, there's going to be, at the end, they can add on 3 products, 15% off the products. Over $200 is going to be 10% off, things like that. So those are the things I'm going to talk about if we don't have like a BOGO or a pick 2 or pick 3. So at the end, I'm going to wrap up with like deals and everything, give them my phone number again, and then let them know that the page is going to be open for 1 week afterwards. So if anybody buys product or enrolls on the night of the event, that is awesome. I love it. That's the goal. But leaving the page open for a week gives people the opportunity to continue thinking about things. And then a couple days before you close the page, send a reminder out, page is closing in, you have that many days to get your orders in and help your friend, whoever, earn free products or earn free products yourself. The cool thing about this that I've also added on is anybody that is on these events and stuff, I have a Facebook page or group thing that I have my potentials in, I have my customers in, that I'm going to be adding people from the parties into. So eventually this page will grow into something bigger. And for the most part, it's like interactive posts saying, hey, letting people know if we have deals and stuff. But the more people that are in that page, the more I can promote a business in one spot instead of running around and trying to reach out to all these people at once, because my life is crazy. So I like to keep things very organized and in one place and easy. 1, 2, 3, I got it done. So that is the actual day of the event. And then following the event, I post this post. So it's just talking about how much fun it was, thanking people for getting on. Just wanted to pop in and let you know again that this event will be open until Friday. That means you can still take advantage of any deals we talked about, and your girl, and then you put the host name, still has the opportunity to earn free prizes. Again, any questions, you can use this post or to ask or text my phone, and I put my number again. And then you want to keep interacting in this page until the event closes, reminding them how many days they have left. Did that send everybody? Yeah. Reminding them how many days they have left. If any new deals come out while the event is open, letting them know about that kind of stuff. Following up in a way that's not messaging, because it's more of a community than me messaging Courtney and saying, hey, we talked about that product, let's get you signed up. It's more of like a community. If one person joins in, the next person's going to. If that person's on, their friend's going to be on too, because they were both on the Zoom and now they see that Megan is buying product and now Cailey wants product because Megan's her best friend, and that's just what girls do. So my main thing is to keep it super simple. I know I don't talk very long, sorry guys. But my main thing is keep it super simple, keep it super fun, be very interactive, because you don't want to start something and have people feel like you kind of stepped back a lot. So that's why I wrote these posts out, because like me and my team already have, between the 3 people that were on there last night, we already have 16 parties booked this month. And if I was trying to keep up with each party and finding new things to say and thinking of new interactive posts and things like that, it would just be a lot to keep up with. That's why we just sat down, typed these things out, and we can just copy and paste them in every single group, because we chose that private event and nobody can see what we're posting in the group unless they're in the group. And if I'm on one on Monday and my friend says, hey, I have this thing on Wednesday with this girl, Emily, they're going to be like, no, I just did that. And they're not going to join twice. So nobody's ever going to know that we're repeating things. Just like if I'm sending, hey, love, quick question to 18 people, 17 of them aren't going to know that I sent that 18 on the same thing, because they can't see it. So making sure it's a private event, making sure that you put the other option is super important, because that will give you kind of free range on what you can do in there. And I think that's pretty much all there is. If anybody has any questions, you can let me know.